You promised me a sky that slowly loses its own story.
I did, and tonight we watched the losing happen in slow motion.
A sky is not a book, so how can it lose anything at all?
Because a sky carries clues, and clues can be carried away.
Carried away by what, and carried off to where?
By the stretching of space out past the reach of light.
You have taught me the stretching once and only once.
Enough for a lifetime, so tonight we ask only what it takes.
What it takes, as if the sky were paying some kind of toll.
Paid in clues, and the clues are the whole story.
Then open the page and show me the first clue on the bill.
Gladly, and the first clue is every light that is not family.
Start with what we actually measure before anything scary.
We measure the far islands of stars all sliding away from us.
Sliding away, every single one with nobody pushing them?
Measured again and again, yes, every distant one.
And is the sliding steady, or is it changing?
The stretch is speeding up, and the speeding up is measured too.
Measured ink then, twice over, before we owe anyone a worry.
So it is, and it is why the far edge already slips.
Slips how, when tonight looks like every other night?
The farthest islands are already passing beyond all reach.
Beyond reach for light itself, or only for slow little ships?
Even light falls short, so everything slower fails too.
How far away does a light have to be past reaching?
About 16,000 million light-years, and the line is real.
A line in the sky that nothing we send will ever cross.
A one-way line, and most of the sky already lives past it.
Most of the sky, as in more than half of everything out there?
More than 9 of every 10 far islands are already past the line.
9 of every 10, and we never even felt them leave.
No sound attends it, because nothing out there moved at all.
Then how can they be gone, if nothing ever moved anywhere?
The space between grew, which steals reach without stealing sight.
So we still see lights that we could never again touch.
Their old light still arrives, sent before the line ever closed.
Like letters that keep coming from a friend who has moved on.
Exactly so, and the letters grow fainter and redder as they come.
Fainter and redder until one day the letterbox stays empty.
Until then, out of reach is not yet out of sight.
Show me the whole of it, tonight and someday, on a single page.
Here they are, tonight full of far lights, someday one island.
One island where a whole crowded sky used to be.
And all the rest carried past the one-way line for always.
Before you empty my sky, tell me who gets to stay.
Family stays because family is held by gravity, not distance.
Family meaning us, the twin, and the bright little cloud?
All of them, the little island group gravity already holds.
Even after last night left the great meeting undecided?
However the coin falls, the cloud comes home and the twin stays.
So the stretching takes the strangers and leaves the family.
One circle of family held together while everything else lets go.
A smaller sky, but at least it is a sky with company in it.
And one far day, the company folds into a single quiet island.
Then the island is the last page still pinned to the wall.
The last page, and now we must talk about how the wall goes blank.
Before any blankness, give me the distance in time first.
Huge as in hundreds of ages of the universe from tonight.
Hundreds of whole lifetimes of everything there has ever been.
The very first age holds everything that has ever happened yet.
So when does the fading even begin on a clock that size?
In about 7 ages of the universe, they fade past finding.
7 ages before the first real dimming of the far sky.
And hundreds of ages more before the very last trace is gone.
A beginning and an end, both written in pencil, I suspect.
Twice over in pencil, once for the range and once for the reason.
What reason sits underneath a clock and makes it pencil?
The whole forecast leans on the push continuing exactly as it is.
The push that speeds the stretch, the one from our old pages.
That very push, and right now the push is being measured again.
So if the push changes its mind, this whole clock changes too.
It would, which is why tonight the clock stays honest pencil.
Now show me the someone standing at a window like ours.
Picture a young explorer there, hundreds of ages down the river.
With a helmet, a notebook, and the same stubborn questions.
All of that, plus a sky holding one island and nothing more.
No far lights at all, not even one faint stubborn letter?
Stretched past every eye and every instrument, all of them.
Then what would their honest measuring tell them?
That their island is everything there has ever been.
But that answer is wrong, and they did the work correctly.
Wrong through no fault of their own, which is the hard part.
Draw their whole sky for me, next to the one we still have.
2 skies on 1 page, ours full, theirs standing alone.
Their page holds 1 island and not 1 word of a beginning.
A quiet sky reads as a sky that has always simply been there.
They would write forever where we tonight write a beginning.
Tidy, checked, and completely mistaken that forever of theirs.
That is the loneliest homework mistake I have ever heard of.
It is, and no one will be left to mark the page as wrong.
Which of our own pages would go unwritable on that far night?
The running sky page goes first, once there is nothing left to run.
And the glow page, the oldest light we ever caught, goes too?
It stretches until nothing inside any island could catch it.
Then even the everywhere beginning page loses its proof.
Every clue our 3rd season read would be past reading.
So the story of everything is written in disappearing ink.
In ink that fades so slowly that whole ages get to read it first.
We just happen to be the ages standing in front of the page.
Alive, both of us, while the whole story is still readable.
That feels less like luck and more like a library on fire.
One where the fire takes hundreds of ages to reach a single shelf.
Put that way, we have time to copy out every single book.
So we copy, we check, and we teach, which is exactly this show.
Then say the strange part plainly, the part about us.
Of all the ages there will be, ours can still check.
Later explorers could read our notes, but never test them.
Legends are what untested notes become, however carefully written.
So the checking itself is the treasure, not just the answers.
It is, and tonight the sky still allows every bit of it.
That turns a scary emptiness into a kind of invitation.
Yes, an invitation to know, in the lucky time for knowing.
The lucky time, and we get to spend it wide awake.
Wide awake, with instruments, questions, and each other.
Most bedtime stories about endings do not end like this.
Because most are about losing, and ours is about getting to know.
Then the dread I walked in with has nowhere left to sit.
Good, for dread wastes a sky this full and this readable.
So we point the ship at the fullness while the fullness lasts.
We do, and the lasting is longer than every story ever told.
Read me tonight the way you always do, mark by mark.
Ink for the carrying away, for the stretch, and its speed are measured.
Ink for the family that stays inside the circle of gravity.
Pencil for the clock, for its range and the push it leans on.
And the blank page stays saved for later in this very season.
Waiting patiently because honest shows spend their pages slowly.
Then take me back to the window while the sky is still full.
Look out, every far light you can find is still arriving for you.
Still arriving, still readable, still telling on the beginning.
Tonight the story stands open, from first light to this window.
Before we sleep, let me fold tonight into one small sentence.
Go ahead, and I will check the folding for honesty.
The sky is losing its story, and we are here in time to read it.
Checked and loved as well as read, which is our whole method.
Then I am glad to be early for once, instead of owed.
Early is the finest thing an explorer can be in this universe.
Now the tease, because a night with you never ends without one.
Next time, the last star that will ever switch on, so subscribe and come with us.